Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the City of Warrenville City Council regular meeting for February 21st, 2017. May I have a roll call, please, Emily?
Alderman Ashour.
Here.
Alderman Berry.
Here.
Alderman Rivera is excused. Alderman Davalos.
Here.
Alderman Goodman.
Here.
Alderman Hoffman.
Here.
Alderman Widener.
Here.
Alderman Wilson is excused.
Thank you. Would you please stand as you are able and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is the part of our meeting that we have set aside for citizens' comments. We have three folks who have signed up this evening: Jerry Sugru, Kate Perkins, and Bob Siebert. So if you'd like to come to the podium in that order, please identify yourself and your address and speak.
Good evening. My name is Jerry Shagru. I live at 3 South 221 Lakeview Court. It's in Summer Lakes. The reason I'm coming here is, first I'd like to thank everybody in this council and the past councils for helping us improve our neighborhood with bicycle and pedestrian crossings, especially across Route 59, across Batavia, across Butterfield. They've all been a great improvement to our community, and just to see the children, people who are handicapped, everybody, they're all using it, and everyone, all the time I get feedback of how great it is with our community to have this, and I know that it couldn't have been done without your help, so I want to thank you first on that. One of the concerns I've been noticing, probably since the construction stopped on Route 59, is we've been getting a lot of flow of traffic up and down Route 59. And it's going a lot smoother than what I ever anticipated it was going to be on Route 59. For the last few years, during the construction, I noticed it was kind of slow, and the flow rate was much lower. Now it's picking up, and our citizens, when they're crossing Route 59 at Continental and Meadows, as you know, Meadows is one side, Continental is the other, they kind of got that sense of feeling that it's not such a big intersection anymore. And so I've been out there and I've been watching our citizens, and I've been noticing, why are they crossing sometimes when the light is turning red? And I've been noticing more and more that we're getting a lot of car traffic that is actually approaching Route 59 from Continental or Meadows, that's already there, waiting to turn right or left, and it activates the signal for the car. And what happens is a lot of these pedestrians approach that intersection, crossing Route 59, and the car, it turns green. The light turns green, the car is able to go, and the pedestrians are like, oh, good, the light turned green. I'm able to cross Route 59. And they do that, but what happens is they get about halfway across, the light is yellow, and then before they're all the way across, the light is red, and the cars going north and south on Route 59 have no idea a pedestrian is even in that intersection. And I've been kind of looking at it. I've looked at the three intersections that's nearby, the two other ones, actually, the Route 59 where it crosses Batavia and Route 59 where it crosses Butterfield. The pedestrians and bicyclists seem to respect those intersections more. They seem to be pressing the light, and yes, they do sometimes go without the signal, but it seems like the light is longer, and they're actually able to get across with no problem at all. One of the great things about that intersection is we have a countdown timer, and those of you who drive north and south on Route 59 see it all the time. You see the countdown timer go off, and even if there's no pedestrians there, as you're going north and south, there is a countdown timer for pedestrians to cross. And I think that's a great feature that IDOT incorporated into their system. However, crossing east and west, we do not get the countdown timer every time unless a pedestrian or bicyclist actually pushes the button and there's no car there already activating that signal. So it's kind of like a false security. One of the things I would like the city to help out here is maybe we can contact IDOT, and I would like to see a countdown signal for people crossing Route 59 going east and west all the time, every time the green light is activated. I know the city of Chicago does it. It's sometimes not as long when there's no pedestrians there, but at least I know in the city of Chicago that the light turns green, they get a crosswalk signal, and it goes into a countdown mode sometimes right away. So that's one of the things that I think would definitely give those security to people to know that when they approach the intersection, hey, I got this amount of time to get across. A couple other things I would like to see is possibly better lighting at that intersection at nighttime. Over the past, I believe it was a year and a half ago, we actually added a street light there. There was no light at all in that area. There actually is a light, one little light on the corner there, right at the IDOT control station. They got like a little signal control box. There is one street light there for that whole intersection. I would like to see if possible we can get some better lighting on that intersection for nighttime. And the pathways, they're kind of confusing too. One of them is two lines where there's a sidewalk crossing, and one of them is a stripe going crisscross as you cross where our path is. It is kind of confusing, and it's not very bright at night. I was hoping that we could possibly get that put in a different color, or somehow IDOT could identify that crossing more to let people know that, hey, this is a pedestrian crossing. Another thing is, if you look, there's also two lights up top. In between those lights, I would like to see a sign that says pedestrian crossing. But I noticed just by looking at the eyes of the drivers as they're going north and south on Route 59, they're looking up. They're looking up at the light, or they're looking towards the timer. And I think something of that nature, something up high to indicate to people that, hey, also look for pedestrians would also help. I know that the traffic is going so much smoother and the flow is so much greater right now. I'm a little concerned about when we get more traffic coming in. I know that there's some future developments coming and people will be using Route 59 more. As you approach West Chicago, as you approach some of these other cities, they do slow down the speed limit as they approach their busy intersections with heavy pedestrian crossing. I know right now we're gonna proposally, the state wants to put in a stoplight between Ferry Road and Butterfield Road and Duke Parkway to allow the traffic flow of vehicles to get into Amazon. I think between Ferry Road and Mack Road and our city limits, we should also ask IDOT to take a look and possibly lower the speed limit for our people in the city of Warrenville. Hopefully, they can come up with some solution that, yes, maybe we could bring it down to 35, maybe we could bring it to 40, whatever they see fit. Because right now, as they're coming off of the bridge, it's a crisscross diamond bridge, it's 30 miles per hour. And of course, it turns right to 45. And you know what people do when they go from 30 to 45? They go. It's a constant flow. So I was hoping that with these couple suggestions that whoever necessary, we could talk to the state and we can get the ball rolling on something to improve that intersection. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Good evening. My name is Kate Perkins. I live at 3 South 111 Glen Drive North. I have the honor to be the chairperson of the city's Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Commission. And although I am not here in that official capacity tonight, I mention that for two reasons. One is that I want you to know that I'm a person that thinks about bicycle and pedestrian safety. And I also want to remind you that the city values bicycle and pedestrian safety, and that is why they formed the commission in the first place. So, you know, I thank you for your support, and I'm here to ask you for additional support in my capacity as a private citizen. I support what Jerry said, and I wanted to add a few things because I also, after the accident where the gentleman was killed, I also went out and watched the traffic at that intersection at 59 Meadow and Continental. One of the things I observed is that as Jerry said, you really don't know for sure. If you just walk up to that intersection and the light's green and you start to cross it, you don't know for sure how much time you're going to get. So I timed it, and if you press the button, you get about 30 seconds and a countdown timer. So I think that's a good amount of time to cross, plus I know how much I have left. If you walked up to the intersection and a car had triggered it, so you see you have a green light, that green light might last 9 seconds. And I am an able-bodied adult who is focused on getting across the street, and I'm not impaired in any way. And I find a 9-second crossing on Highway 59 to be kind of scary. And I think the very minimum that one can do is to put a countdown timer there so people know how much time they're going to get. I respect the fact that there's much more traffic on 59 than there is on the cross streets. So unless you can tell that there's a pedestrian there, either by a motion detector or because they press the button, you may not want to make that a 30-second green light for the crossing every time. But at least people should know how much time that they have to contend with, because a 10-second crossing without any warning is pretty scary. The second thing I'd like to say that I observed tonight while I was there is that the traffic goes very fast. As Jerry mentioned, a little bit south of there, it's 30 miles an hour. As you drive into the city of West Chicago, it goes down to 35 miles per hour. I think the city of Warrenville should ask IDOT for the same speed limit. If you look at that intersection, on one side, there's a Dairy Queen and a park. On the other side, there's a elementary school and a huge residential subdivision. That just seems to me like a crossing where you're inviting children to be there. So I think that a lower speed limit and a timer that lets them know how much time they have, both those things would be good improvements. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Kate.
Bob Siebert, Albright Court. Today's Daily Herald stated that the mayor of Naperville had a meeting in October 2016 with a Lisle resident communicating about the annexation of Warrenville, Lisle, and Woodridge, discussing the reason to lower property taxes. This creates some important questions that need to be answered. First, why didn't the mayor of Naperville talk about his October meeting in December 2016? Second, did the mayor of Naperville tell the other 3 mayors about this meeting? Third, was this a political stunt to help his Lisle friend, Mayor Joe Broda, with his tough election challenge? Fourth, the 4 mayors stated that unknown individuals were behind this attempt, but at least one mayor knew something else. Fifth, 3 of the 4 mayors spent thousands of taxpayers' dollars on what now appears to be a ride with Don Quixote.
Thank you, Bob. Anyone else who didn't realize they had to sign up would like to speak this evening? Okay, we'll move on then to official and staff comments, beginning with the mayor. Couple of things. First of all, a reminder that tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. right here in this room will be the annual Mayor's State of the City Address. Everyone is invited. We have some refreshments from 6 to 6:30, at which time the festivities will begin. We're going to do things a little differently this year. I think you'll find it enjoyable and informative, different from the past. And there are a lot of good things to communicate this year. So I invite everyone to stop in for an hour or so, visit with your neighbors, and find out what's been going on in Warrenville. Again, the State of the City Address tomorrow evening, fellowship at 6 o'clock, and the actual address begins at 6:30. So everyone is welcome. We are also in the process of our branding regional positioning initiative. We're still trying to get responses to the image poll. If you're interested in doing that, we're trying to get a minimum of 500. We're getting close to that. You don't have to live in Warrenville. Anyone is welcome to take this little poll. You can go to our website and find it there under Warrenville News. You can go to the City Government of Warrenville on Facebook, and you can also stop in the library and do it there. So everyone, again, is welcome to take the poll. That will help us in our branding initiative going forward. So your participation is solicited. And finally, congratulations to our 11 businesses in town who are licensed to sell tobacco products. We just had one of our occasional compliance checks, and all 11 stores refused to sell to a minor. So congratulations to our businesses that are following what I would consider to be an excellent ordinance. And that's all I have for this evening. Clerk. Thank you. Any of the aldermen? Alderman Berry.
I would just like to congratulate Mayor Brummel on the new facility, 911 facility for DuPage Public Safety Communications, also known as DUCOM. I know that Mayor Brummel has worked on this for a very long time, and their board announced that they are unanimously going to partner with DuPage County and the DuPage County Emergency Telephone System Board, which is ETSB. And so congratulations on all your hard work with that, Mayor Brummel. Not only does he do a lot of work for us here in Warrenville, he also does a lot of good for all the citizens of DuPage County. So congratulations.
Thank you, Alderman. And funny you should bring that up. It's the subject of my column this month, so do read the mayor's column for March, and you'll learn all about the details of that wonderful advance for 911 in DuPage County. I'm very proud of what DUCOM does, and it's all in the column, so do read it. Anyone else? Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, Alderman Widener.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank the members of the Warrenville Bicyclists and Pedestrian Advisory Committee for their comments. I couldn't have stated it any better. I share the same concerns that they mentioned. I think and encourage staff to look into the timing of lights at Meadow, Continental, and 59 to investigate the lighting, and also request a change in the speed limit. I don't think Warrenville as a community should be any different than those communities surrounding us as far as how the speeds are posted along Route 59, and certainly when 59 goes through Bartlett, West Chicago, and toward Naperville and Fox Valley, the speed limit is much lower than it is through Warrenville. And just lowering the rate of speed can make the difference between someone surviving an incident or being killed. And I agree, too, that it's the crossing that we're talking about is situated where we're encouraging a lot of young people and families to cross, to go to those businesses, Dairy Queen, the pizza place, the Quick Mart, and also be able to get to school. There's two schools, the preschool and Johnson School in that area, as well as a couple parks. So I would encourage staff to look into it. Secondly, I have some sad news to report. Longtime resident Paul Nylander passed away over the weekend. He was a member of the Plan Commission. Many of the council members knew him from his participation on the Plan Commission. Besides being dedicated to the Warrenville community, he was also a great neighbor, a terrific coach, a family man, and really was a great person, full of kindness, community spirit, and very involved. And I think we all benefited from Paul's life here in Warrenville, and he left a mark on all of us as well as the community in which he lived. So Paul will be missed. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman. May I make a suggestion to the chair of the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Commission, who spoke tonight that this is certainly under the purview of that commission to make a recommendation to the council, so that if you want to put together the recommendations that you have tonight, do a little background work to figure out what it would take in order to implement those suggestions and bring it to the council. I'm sure the council would be happy to take a look at it officially and see if anything can be done. Okay? City Attorney, did I get the administrator?
No.
Oh,
I have no report.
well then, okay. City Attorney.
And I have no report either, Mayor.
All right, thank you. We'll go on to the approval of the agenda this evening. Alderman Widener.
Yeah, move to approve the agenda for the February 21st, 2017 City Council regular meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion or changes to the agenda for this evening? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The agenda is approved. Approval of several sets of minutes also necessary this evening. Alderman Widener.
I move to approve the minutes of the February 6, 2017 City Council regular meeting, to approve the minutes of the February 6, 2017 City Council closed session 1 and 2, and to approve the minutes of the February 13th, 2017 Public Safety and Legislative Committee of the Whole regular meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any discussion of those minutes? Again, seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries and the minutes are approved. The consent agenda for this evening, item 6A, accept staff recommendation, waive second reading and approve ordinance number 0207-02, waiving the competitive bidding requirement and authorizing the disposal of city-owned property through a trade-in with Atlas Bobcat and the purchase of a new Bobcat compact excavator for a total cost of $33,035. B, accept Public Safety Committee recommendation, waive second reading, and pass ordinance number 02017-03, amending the city code and regulating certain conditions of massage business operations. C, accept Public Safety Committee recommendation, waive second reading, and pass ordinance 02017-04, amending Title III, Chapter 2 of the City Code, banning alcohol and smoking alcohol. Excuse me. D, accept Public Safety Committee recommendation, waive second reading, and pass ordinance number 02017-05, authorizing the disposal of city-owned property through an auction conducted by Obanoff for 2 seized vehicles. E, accept Plan Commission recommendation, waive second reading, and pass ordinance number 02017-06, approving zoning ordinance text amendments that would define indoor dog training and add it to the list of uses allowed in the B2 zoning district. Welcome to Warrenville. F, accept Public Safety Committee recommendation and pass a resolution R2017-04 endorsing the DMMC municipal legislative positions and priorities for the 2017 legislative session. G, accept Public Safety Committee recommendation and designate the Police Department lobby as an internet transaction safe zone for a trial period of 6 months. H, accept Public Safety Committee recommendation and authorize expenditures of $5,000 for fiscal year 2017 and direct staff to include $7,230, excuse me again, in the FY 2018 budget for costs associated with commemorating the 50th anniversary of incorporation. I, receive and file the 2016 annual report for the Plan Commission and the Zoning Board of Appeals. J, receive and file minutes of the Bicyclist and Pedestrian Advisory Commission regular meeting held on January 11th, 2017. K, receive and file draft minutes of the Plan Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals regular meeting held February 9th, 2017. L, receive and file report of invoices paid up to February 15th, 2017 in the amount of $79,538.19. M, authorize expenditures for invoices due on or before March 6th, 2017 in the amount of $90,752.67. And N, receive and file report of debit card expenditures for the month of January 2017 in the amount of $5,893.46. Alderman Widener.
Move to approve the agenda as read by Mayor David Brummel.
Second.
Motion and a second. May I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Berry.
Aye.
Alderman Hoffman,
Aye.
Alderman Ashour,
Aye.
Alderman Goodman,
Aye.
Alderman Widener,
Aye.
Alderman Davalos.
Aye. Thank you. We have nothing under regular agenda for this evening. No unfinished business on the agenda at least, no new business, and no need for a closed session. Be still my beating heart. We need one more vote then. May I have a motion to adjourn? Alderman Widener.
Move to adjourn?
Second by Alderman Davalos. All in favor?
Aye.
That wasn't very enthusiastic. All in favor? Jeez. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you so much.